one is for Tammy. Where are we? Question. My question would be, what should I be concentrating on to help move my life forward on my life path? And when I closed my eyes and just tried to tune in and see what was there, I just got this picture of you swimming in this blue ocean. And I'm sort of asking, is it because of all this blue? Am I just seeing that? And no, I'm actually seeing it psychically as well. I'm seeing you swimming in this blue ocean. And this to me, and my throat's kind of tightening up a little bit. So there are throat chakra issues here. And I feel that you need to release those issues and express yourself. Express your truth, express your words. It feels like the voice, I almost feel like you want to sing. I just feel like you need to express yourself through your voice. And if it's not singing, you need to speak to someone about something. Because I feel there is energy trapped in your throat. The throat seems very blocked, and it feels like when you start to speak out or sing out or let whatever that is out, it's like things change completely. And then I start to feel the energy moving again, moving through me and through my life, if you like. So moving through you and through, because I'm sort of just feeling in empathy with you, what's going on. So it's like I feel like there's something I need to say, I need to release, I need to get out, get off my chest. I do feel there's something you need to say to someone as well. But it feels to me like your throat chakra is an area where you seem to, start the timer, seems to be an area where you hold a lot of stuff because you won't always speak up and say what's really bothering you. And you also, there's something in your throat, your voice, that's connected to your life path that feels a little bit blocked at the moment. So that's the first feeling that I've got. I'm going to choose some cards now and see when you learn to express yourself. Okay, sorry, my guide's coming in. When you learn to express yourself truthfully without fear, you will know exactly what to do on your life path, and there will be no more holding back. Are you a channel? Gosh, okay, that was quite strong. Interesting. Right, so let's just go with past, present and future influences. I just feel really drawn to these because it's all about one particular chakra. So I'm going to see what we get from the colour cards for your advice, and we'll see what comes up. It will be very intriguing. Okay, so advice from the colour cards. Nice, that feels good. I've still got this pulling on my throat, and I don't know why, but I feel drawn to these cards, which I also love, to just get you the outcome. So let's just see where we are. Nice. I don't know why I put that out first, but it feels good because it's Angel of Support, and the card says the universe has heard your silent call for help. So you've been asking for help about this and you've been receiving some guidance. However, sometimes in our rush to move ahead, we miss out on some of that guidance. I'm just hearing be still, and the understanding will come. There is more for you. You need to have a very strong meditation practice for what you're hoping to do, and to understand that when you meditate, when you go into the silence, you're not just going there to go off, to escape, or even to connect with guides and angels, to just develop your intuitive gift so that you can do readings or whatever. Sometimes you actually just need to get very still so you can hear what's coming through from your higher self, from your guides, from your deep inner knowing about what to do next, where to go next. Sometimes if you set that intention, you can just sit quietly for 15 minutes or so every day and not call it a meditation, but just from being still, the ideas will start to come through because they're already there all around you. They just need your attention. You just need to give them your attention. So let's look at the past. Crystal clear intentions. So you've been very clear about what you're doing for quite some time now. You really are just looking for ideas about how to progress, and I feel that there's some fear that comes up with that, because I just had a really weird feeling in my tummy when I said you're really clear about what you want to do. It felt as if there was some fear connected with it. So it's not that you don't know what to do, it's just, you know, you kind of get some little nuggets of help, and then you get a little bit afraid to sort of jump on them and take them. You know what you're here to do. You know what steps you need to take. So, but don't worry, opportunities will come around again, but listen to that the next time they do. Okay, nurturing. It's wonderful that you're nurturing yourself at the moment, and if you're not, this is what you need to do, okay? So it's wonderful that you've been given that message. I do feel that you are starting to take better care of yourself though, because you've had to. So some things happened, and to me it feels as if you've been really fatigued actually, and that's just starting to lift. And one of the reasons it's starting to lift is because you've been taking care of yourself. And I'm seeing someone stirring a great big pot of what looks like soup. It's like, you know, the sort of dishes that you have that are like soup or porridge or things that get cooked down for a really long time, and then they're holding it out in a bowl and giving it to you. So I don't know if you're another person who has a lot of salads and cold foods. I come across this quite a lot, and I was, you know, having raw food only for quite a long time. It was great for cleansing and for raising vibration and lots of things. Sometimes though you do just need something that makes you just feel really warm and nourished. I mean, not that that isn't nourishment, of course it is. It's the highest form of nutrition when the food is really good and clean and high frequency. However, that just seemed to be another aspect that was being shown, to do with how you feed yourself and your attitude towards food when you feed yourself. Let it be an act of love. Okay, so clear your space. You need to clear some clutter. Another one, get rid of clutter, get rid of the any old stagnant energy around you, move things around in your space. That's going to help you immensely. And they're saying to me, office. So you need to set things up differently to maximize efficiency. That will help you. It will help you to think more clearly, for one thing, when you declutter, but it will also help you to organize your reality much better when you know where everything is. And you did do this. I feel like going back about 2 years, you had a bit of a clear out, big clear out I'm hearing, and you organized things, and it was just so, and it was just great. I don't know if you've been doing a lot of moving, but it feels as if you need to do something like that again, and it will help you to kind of get your feet back on the ground. So my feet are tingling now, so I feel as if sometimes you're a little bit out of body with wondering what to do next and where to go next, and you need to get very grounded and to have the space around you feeling really good. Number one. So that kind of feels like it's one of the big answers to your question. Get your space sorted out so you feel comfortable in it and you feel very grounded. Now the advice, build your confidence. So you've been a little bit out of step with yourself, is the way that I'm hearing it. You've been a little bit out of step with yourself and your dreams and your ideas, and again it comes to self-expression and the throat chakra issues, and, you know, expressing yourself clearly, speaking your truth, all of those things that you've been holding back on, they need to come up to the surface now. You need to speak what you've been given by Spirit, share it, say it, put it out there, and don't hold back. Build your confidence by doing it. Build it by doing it. Take one small step today. Listen to this reading and take one small step. This is where I love coaching and where I sometimes wonder about how much good we're doing with readings. You must take this on board and use it as a preliminary step towards taking an action. Before taking an action, do something with it, act on it today. Take an action, take a small step that's going to build your confidence and remind you that you can do things and put things out there. That's all it is. That's going to help you to progress. And the other thing, discover your sparkle. Okay, so you've things have become a little bit lackluster lately, and this is one of the reasons that you feel things are a little bit foggy, but I promise you that when you clear things around you and lift the energy again, they're talking about space clearing as well, and the energy needing to be more sparkly around you. Do some space clearing, do some saging, spray some essences, do whatever you need to do, play some really powerful music and reclaim that space, and it will help you to rediscover your sparkle. But your sparkle is also concerned with how you feel out in the world and how you feel socially, and whether you actually feel that you're able to present yourself well. So this throat chakra issue, I feel your confidence has taken a knock over something, and it's possibly to do with an emotional connection or a friendship, because it feels as if it's connected to the heart. And you just need to pick yourself up again, do all the nurturing, clear your space of anything that reminds you of things that were blocking you or that just weren't working for you. Clear your space, a clean slate, and start again. You are being supported. That's the other thing that this card is saying. The universe has heard you, the angels have heard you, and you will receive help. If you take this advice, do stuff, get stuff out there, be seen, and get back out there again, get mingling, get sparkly, get your home sparkly, and just, get that feeling again of being someone who can, I've just heard, who can be a mover and shaker. It's that sort of feeling. Okay, I hope that helps you. I hope that resonated. Please leave a comment or share a video, or, hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Bye.
And M. Esther Harding, psychologist, in her book Psychic Energy, she says, when the ego, in its determination to be master, removes itself too far from the instincts, it loses its contact with life stream within, with the life stream within. It becomes more and more shut up within itself, restricted to its own resources, which are at best very limited, so that in course of time the sap of life within it dries up. A life that is lived only within the precincts of the conscious ego becomes arid and sterile and stands in danger of death. That's Alvin Boyd Kuhn's mortification. You're living a psychic death, as millions upon millions of people are. Just take a look around you. What comes of all this rolling of beads, mantras, and bowing in front of altars, and the feet of these towel heads and mushroom men. And sages such as Blake and Wilhelm Reich and others knew that they were convinced that this is the road to utter destruction, not just for a single man, but for the whole of society. And Blake personified reason in its malignant form as Horizon, the great god Horizon, whose job it is to stick, piece, glue it all back together again, the fragments of a broken reality. And this is the son of Horizon, the lower octave charioteer, setting forth to do exactly what his father has told him to do. But doesn't realize that in doing so, and stitching the world together, hammering it together into the shape that the mind has dictated, you've made the world now in your own image. Well, that might not be too good of an idea, but that's what's occurred. And Alan Watts, writing on this very theme, says that our attitude to the world outside us is largely hostile. We are forever conquering nature, space, mountains, deserts, bacteria and insects, instead of learning to cooperate with them in a harmonious order. Well, they don't experience anything. It's only human beings. I'm only interested in my experience of anything. I don't daffodils and leaves and wolf and horse and oak tree. Sure, they have no experience that I'm worried about. What an impoverishment. Is that right? Does that sound true, that you're surrounded by all this? It's just inanimate. That's just a resource that I exploit and knock into shape. Well, there's your super rational tendency. Let's see how far it's going to get the human race. Because as I said before, in an individual man, that same attitude can be interjected. Aren't you alive? You think only your mind has experience? Your body is a living thing. If you turn that rigidity, that malignancy within, oh my God. Dehumanization, desensitization follows. And all the other neurosis and physical ailments you see that come to that. But unlike the reason, Blake is saying, imagination in the totality of what that word means, and let's explore that for a minute, it doesn't penetrate and invade as a foreign entity. It's not murdering to dissect, as Wordsworth said. It's not seeking to keep itself apart on an Archimedean pedestal while it peers into reality. It's not keeping itself shielded as it looks at what life is. It's not insulated against what it experiences. In fact, imagination has all those capacities of blending, of integration, of empathy, which is vital for you to know that other things have an experience of life. Imagination, unlike reason, creates a true relationship with the thing that is being observed or understood, because it allows itself to participate, not just stand, as I said, rigidly, objectively. It seeks, but it also is open to receive what is happening in that environment. Like you walk into a desert, it has a different environment than if you're up at the Arctic. You're in a city, it has a different feel than if you're in a country lane. So are you morphing to each situation? Realizing that there are no permanent Archimedean points, and that you just can't remain adamantine like a block of marble, which most of these scientists and other religious types are doing, sectioned off from the world and making it in its own image. Thinking that human experience is all that matters, that there is only human experience, period. All sensitivity gone. So, imagination is that polyphrenic mode of consciousness, pliable, receptive, curious. Not just after knowledge as a man is after coins of gold to stuff into his pockets. Not voracious. The imagination is allowing the world to change it, right? To affect it. Doesn't want to be the same entity tomorrow as it is today, or even the next minute. Imagination understands that reality is changing, reality itself. Hegel so stressed this, and Blake understood it too, that what you call reality changes every second, and it changes you, and then you reciprocally change it again. So it's a constant movement, a constant flow, a constant dance. And as I said earlier, this perspective is actually confirmed now by the most recent scientific discoveries into the quantum realm. But again, I emphasize, where are the repressions kept? Right? We have the ascetic type, and his practices of mortification and asceticism. Where are the repressions kept? Not in a box under the bed, in the self, in the heart, in the cells of the body, in the fibers and meridians of the body. So we make our bodies actually containers of psychic garbage. Take a look around. The repressed memories, the intolerable hurts and angers that we've repressed. It's okay to a degree, but chronically to do it all the time, that dissociation of repression, these become the coping mechanisms. The coping mechanisms, and then paradoxically they're undermining greater health, causing hardening of the body, as I said, and then illness and neurosis. After long usage of the imagination, the mystic discovers, unlike the rationalist, that he is experiencing quantum changes, seismic changes. A sensitization that no other man near him can ever replicate or deduce. The ego that once served the reason, how limiting that is, by problem solving and question making, like I said, the seeking, keep asking the questions and keep seeking the answers, round and round we go. Well, the ego, now the imagination, the ego becomes the servant of the imagination, becoming its agent, becoming an amplifier of the imperial self, not just of the pseudo-self. That's a completely different attunement, total different alignment to the natural order, to the Logos. But it can't be explained. It's the oceanic experience, you see, that constitutes this great spiritual step forward. And once you've made it, you know, there's no words. You can't go around drawing pictures for other people. You may be able to communicate it in other ways, non-verbal, but you know, there's no Bibles and Torahs and Korans are ever going to contain that. And it is that person then who now can affect real change in the world. Right? So you have to take your pick. Here the tarot is telling you something, asking us something. There's two roads. But the thing is that the tantric man, the man of ecstasy, the man of imagination, is an implacable enemy of the status quo and all those satanic mills